Hello, fourth graders. All right, today we are going to talk about point of view in reading and writing. We're mostly going to look at it through reading, but we can use it as writers too, because readers are writers and writers are readers. So I have a video to get us started with point of view. We'll do a chart together, and then I have something for our notebooks. All right, so here we go. Everybody wants to know my POV, my point of view.
Every story has a narrator, and every narrator has a different point of view. Which point of view is yours? Let's go! Everybody wants to know my point of view. First person is me, second person is you. Third person is he, third person is she. Everybody wants to know my POV. Everybody wants to know my point of view. First person is me, second person is you. Third person is he, third person is she. Everybody wants to know my POV.
Hey yo, knock knock, who's there? Narrator, who? Narrator, who gonna tell the story from a point of view? Every story's written in a certain voice. When you're writing, you need to make a choice. First, second, or third person, POV. The first person is all about me, or we, like we climbed the tree. I closed my eyes and I felt the breeze. I might be unreliable if I don't tell the truth. Now let's switch the point of view to you. In the second person, you're in a taxi. You're wondering how you got there exactly. The third person is he or she. He walked down the street and he saw the queen. She was dressed hip like it wasn't a thing. That's the third person, take it from him. Third person narration could be objective, omniscient, or from a limited perspective. Can the narrator see in everyone's thoughts? Narrating omnisciently like a boss.
Everybody wants to know my point of view. First person is me, second person is you. Third person is he, third person is she. Everybody wants to know my POV. Everybody wants to know my point of view. First person is me, second person is you. Third person is he, third person is she. Everybody wants to know my POV. All right now, check your notes. Tell me which POV is in each quote. I was born with water on the brain. That's first person. He looked up into Father Wolf's face and laughed. That's third person. We didn't always live on Mango Street. That's first person. So he closed the eyes and lay quite still. That's third person. Your feet are now stuck in green slime. That's second person. In the hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. That's third person. It made me so sick I almost fell out of the tree. That's first person. You're thinking this wasn't the way it was supposed to go. That's second person. My name is Katniss Everdeen. I'm 17 years old. That's first person. Everybody wants to know my point of view. First person is me, second person is you. Third person is he, third person is she. Everybody wants to know my POV. Everybody wants to know my point of view. First person is me, second person is you. Third person is he, third person is she. Everybody wants to know my POV.
All right, so that was a really great video to talk about the different points of view. Let's look at our chart we're going to fill up together. So when we have our point of view, it's who is telling the story or who is narrating, who is the narrator. There were 3 different kinds we talked about in the video. The first one was that first person. Usually we think of it as me. The narrator is the character in the story. They are a part of the action. The narrator's going to use words like I. It's going to use words like me. Would use words like my. Oh, us. Ours. Oh, that's bad R and S in there. Let's fix that. Ours. Or we. They are included in that group, though. narrator is a character who's in the action. It can also be second person, like you. The narrator's directly addressing the reader. They make you a part of the story. Narrator uses words like you, yours, or your. Second person isn't as common just because it's so hard to have the narrator be you when you didn't write the story. So first and third are much more common. And the last one, third person is he, third person is she. The narrator is not a character in the story. They're removed from all of the action. Narrator's going to use words like he, like she, they, them, him, her, theirs, things that talk about people without saying necessarily their name, but using those pronouns like that. So now we're going to do some examples in our notebook. So go ahead and get your notebook and have your page cut out and glued like this. I printed it on yellow paper. Yours can be on white. That's okay. So, and get it cut out. You're going to want to cut around this whole thing and then to that line so it makes like a little window. Pause the video if you need more time to do this. Otherwise, we are going to move on. First, we need to fill in our different POVs, our different point of views. First person, what did we say? That was a blank in the story who tells the story. We forgot who in there. Add that in. Who tells the story? It was a character in the story who tells the story. Remember, clue words were like I, me, my, us, ours, or we. Now, second person, the narrator uses the word you most of the time to tell the story. Clue words are, of course, you, your, and yours. Third person is somebody. Doesn't have to be a character in the story. Is somebody outside of the story who tells, I didn't make this, I promise, who tells the story. Clue words are he, she, they, them, him, her, or their, or theirs. So now we have our first point of view. First person is me, second person is you, third person is he, third person is she. Now you had another page with all these little cards. So go ahead and get those cut out. And what we're going to do is sort them if they're first, second, or third person. To do this, we'll look through each one, and you're going to glue it either on the back side of the window or underneath the window like this. So you'll make sure you want to glue them. You should only have 2 for each category. So let's look at this one. First of all, let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. I know what it says on the cover, but when Mom went out to buy this thing, I specifically told her to get one that didn't say diary on it. So this is a first person because it's let me get something straight. I know, for the most part, the person's talking about I. If it has first and third pronouns, you always go with that first, because that's more important. Think of it like number one first, like take care of number one, right? I'll glue this one under the window first, and I'll glue my next one on the back side. All right, let's take a look at our next card I have. You wake up excited to take on the day. You hop out of bed, brush your teeth, change your clothes, and get ready for school. Which POV is that? Which point of view? Second person, because you, so we glue that under second person. All right, what about, my name is Katniss Everdeen. I'm 17 years old. My home is District 12. I was in the Hunger Games. I escaped. The Capitol hates me. That one is first person. That was also in the video, wasn't it? This one gave us a little bit more details about Katniss. If you're looking for a good book, Hunger Games is a good book to read. All right, I'll glue that on the back now because I already had one underneath. All right. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. This one is a little tricky because it doesn't have any of those specific pronouns. But is it talking about me? No. Is it talking about you? No, it's talking about certain people, right? It's third person. So we're going to glue that underneath our third person. All right, let's take a look. One day you are walking through the forest. Suddenly a dragon appears. You tremble in fear and prepare for a battle. What do you do next? Well, that one's kind of easy because it talks about that you, which we know is second person. Yep, so then we glue this one under second person. All right, and our last one. Sometimes Matilda longed for a friend, like the kind, courageous people in her books. So this one's talking about Matilda, and it uses the pronoun her, right? It kind of goes with the she. So we're going to glue this under third person. Point of view is so important because depending on who's telling the story, it can change the meaning of the story. We'll talk more about this tomorrow, but think about our story, The Three Little Pigs, and the true story of the Three Little Pigs. Why is point of view so important in that? We'll talk more about that tomorrow. All right. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you're watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.